The long-awaited sequel of Shapez, one of the best factory builders in the world, is finally here. Well, at least the demo is. I've played the hell out of the first game. I even built a fully functioning artificial intelligence using nothing but wires. You should totally check it out. As a software engineer, I couldn't wait for the sequel. I was so excited I didn't even notice when the demo came out. What a nugget! So just like in the first game, we need to mine shapes, deliver them using these conveyor belts into the main hub or the base, or as it's called here, the vortex. It looks amazing, like a spaceship pod from Star Wars or something. So first we need to extract some shapes. Those extractors extract 30 a minute, and we've got these conveyor belts here, which deliver 60 a minute. And we've got the shapes. They are extracted from the ground. That's really cool. We can also destroy the belts, like that. Or undo the action as well. Awesome! Oh, look at that! So instead of tunnels, which wouldn't really be appealing to the eye, we've got these. Well, why not? So basically we could have later in the game like a crossings here, where two conveyor belts cross in different directions. We can also rotate the camera and zoom around. And as I see, these items have stacked up here, because they are stacked up here, and this isn't connected to the hub. Well, that's a shame, or to the vortex, should I say. So let's connect it, not like that. How do I connect this? Is it the wrong way around? Or do we need another slingshot? Perhaps. My first impression is that basically the first game was like a whole blueprint. It was just 2D and you had to plan the factory, the blueprints of the factory. But here you can actually see it happening. Anyway, let's start completing the goals. So we're gonna place 4 extractors. I love that the controls are basically the same and we can merge the conveyor belts together. That's great, that's something I've been missing in the first game. There we had to use like specific mergers, specific tools capable of merging 2 conveyor belts. And when I first launched the game, I wanted to do exactly this. Now we just have to complete the main goal, which is deliver 10 of these shapes to the hub. And yeah, since they are on this part of the conveyor belt, the slingshot is finally working, delivering the shapes to here, and they are being flung into the vortex. I can see myself looking at this for hours and hours, especially once we're gonna have many shapes of different sizes, colors. Now we can complete the main goal, and we've unlocked a half destroyer. Destroys the west, do you mean left? Half of any shape. Alright, the west. You need to phrase it like that, because the conveyor belt could be going like in a down-up direction, and then it still destroys the west half. But technically, once rotated, the left half wouldn't be the left half. I'm talking too much. Let's deliver 20 of these shapes. So first we need to find them on the map, and they are here. Now using the extractors, we're gonna place 4 of them again. What do we have here? Place 6 half destroyers. Oh, that might be because they are quite slow, right? 20 a minute, and we've got 30 a minute from those extractors. So that's 120 shapes a minute altogether. And 120 divided by 20 is 6. That's why we need 6 of those extractors. And since the conveyor belts can take 60, we can just put the conveyor belts together like that. So 2 extractors together should be able to fill a conveyor belt, which then gets split into 3, and we just need to put those together again. Like that. Marvelous. Now deliver them to the hub. Oh, and we can do it just like that directly, with the slings already installed in place. Oh, I almost forgot. Look, research. Oh, I love the research in this game. And there's so much to unlock. And in the end, logic and wires. Alright, that's gonna be a challenge again. Interested to see what logic we're gonna have in this game. I see a slight problem. These shapes are like on the right side, so the east half. But here the main goal says we're supposed to deliver the left half, the west half. Not working. But the game is still very much in development. So let's unlock the clockwise rotator. Now we just need the top right quarter of a shape. And we have a few slots available here. So let's just use these shapes. We're gonna need to cut to get this half. Then we need to rotate, which we might have to do a couple of times, and we can already see the preview of the shape we're gonna get. And then we just need to cut again to get this desired goal shape, which is exactly what we need. Or do we have to rotate it that way? What if I remove those two rotators and just deliver any quarter shape? Does it still work? Oh, it does! So the game doesn't really care which way the shape is rotated. Oh, that's just lazy. We've also unlocked this cutting speed 1, increase cutting speed by additive 50%. Alright, I want that. So let's just hijack these shapes right here. We can simply cut them in half, deliver the rest, and that's it. Oh, and I forgot. We should split this up and use more cutters. 3 per conveyor belt is the current speed we want. So this should make things much faster. Oh, and here, I'm an idiot. Here we should have 3 as well, obviously. But we're almost there anyway. Now we can unlock cutting speed 1. So let's click to unlock, and that's it. So in the research, we should see, yeah, just that. So basically we've got a main goal each time, which we can unlock. Now we've reached the second floor, allowing us to route belts efficiently. Looks great. And with that main goal unlocked, we've also unlocked an optional goal. Here increasing our belt speed. Now we need quarter and a whole square. So let's take this and we are gonna rotate these. Oh, the rotators don't work the same speed as before, because they used to be as fast as the conveyor belts, but now we need 2 per conveyor belt. And we're gonna have 3 cutters again. Split the conveyor belt, merge it back together. That's a corner. We need it to achieve the main goal. And we're also gonna need all this, but without the cutting. So just normal squares. Now, while they're being delivered, let's take a look at what we've unlocked. So we can have a belt coming from this direction. And if we want to cross over these, we can just switch to another floor, pass over these conveyor belts, and continue there. That looks great. And I've messed it up here, I think. And I've also figured out how to make the different variants of the conveyor belt. So here I have a normal conveyor belt, but I can say make a jump and it's gonna land here. I love this. The factory is gonna look so great, but I didn't actually have to do it. So I can just redo it and have a normal conveyor belt. Let's unlock the main goal. We've unlocked the stacker. Oh, look, it looks awesome. So it seems we need to have the other shape in like the second floor in order for them to be stacked. Alright, so we need a circle on top of a square. Let's just place a couple of these here. Now the stackers do 15 a minute, so we need indeed 4 of those to fill an entire conveyor belt. And to fill a conveyor belt, we just need 2 extractors. So let's just feed the squares into those stackers. And now we just need to do the exact same thing with these circles. We can actually anchor the conveyor belt so we can zigzag it around. Now I need to connect it here, so I'm gonna go to the second floor, connect it like that. I hope I'm doing it right. I think this is gonna take some time to get used to. That being said, we are all connected. So we can just merge these all together and deliver them to the vortex. And whilst waiting for the shapes, we can increase the belt speed. So now the belts are 90 a minute. Okay, great, so now we need more of these to fill the entire belt. I'm not editing it again. I'm just gonna go with the suggestion, the optional goal, let's say, and I'm gonna manufacture this shape, which needs those 2 halves stacked together. So I'm also gonna have to rotate these circles, and now I can just stack them all up, right? And in this case, I don't think it really matters which shape is at the bottom, since they are basically gonna get stacked next to each other. This animation just looks so great. I love it. Oh, but I can see I can't continue with the conveyor belt there. Alright, we're gonna have to fix that. Oh, and now I see I haven't done it right. We're getting this weird shape, but we want the circle to be rotated a little more. Actually, you know what? Let's unlock the main goal. That's the counterclockwise rotator, and that's exactly what we need here. So discard this, we need this shape to be rotated, oh, twice. You know what? Forget I said anything. Rotate twice, there it is, bring it to here, now we have the correct shape. Now we just need to fill those 4, And I see that for some reason I forgot to place one. Alright, we're getting the goal shape, finally. Now we just need to unlock the blueprints, and then it's gonna be a piece of cake. We can also examine any shape we want, see the different layers, and the quadrant view. That's great. Anyway, since we no longer need these shapes, I just might reuse this part of the factory. Unlock the cutters, first of all. Oh, so it can separate the shapes and it doesn't discard one of the halves. That's nice to have. Oh, you know what? We actually need this half. So let's take the cutter and actually let's do the double cutter or whatever it's called. Oh, it's the half destroyer and a normal cutter. Yeah, let's do the cutter. And here we need both the halves for this optional thingy. So let's just merge them together again. And since the hub doesn't really care which one of those we get, we should be fine. Nice, so we don't even have to rotate them. But this is a slow process. 22 per minute, so let's do 4 of those. Basically 1 per each of those stackers, like that. So we should have that in no time. But now I do have to really make the blueprints. Before we do that, we unlock this. Trash. For destroying items. Again, it just looks so cool. In the first game, we would just have a trash can icon. So we can place a small one like that. Or we can make a huge death pit. I love this game. Alright, we now have these lovely shapes, which we're feeding into these stackers. And all we have to do is add a square to the bottom right corner. And since it's connected to these stackers we've originally had, we just need to feed the right shape here. And as we have those halves, we just need to rotate them and cut them into pieces. Then we can bring it all together and hopefully we're gonna have a fast enough input of blueprint shapes. But as per usual, once, editing this existing factory, for a short period we're gonna be getting those weird shapes. Before it all clears up and we only get the shapes that we want. Before that happens, I'm gonna do something else. This seems too slow, so I'm gonna borrow a half, let's say a half of these shapes and make this to increase the stacking speed. That's the correct shape we wanted. So let's take it to here. And what about our blueprint shapes? I messed up. I've rotated it wrong. I think that instead of using these rotators, we can simply use the other ones. So now we should be getting, yeah. The game already tells us that we're gonna have this shape, the blueprint shape. I can already see the hours of fun we're gonna have here. Especially with me messing it up all the time. I love the vortex, it's so cool! I'm still not sure about the orientation. I should probably have it like this, for the best work efficiency. However, I also want it to look cool. I don't want to miss the 3D aspect of the game. So this is much cooler. But designing a factory like this is gonna be painful. Anyway, let's unlock the blueprints, allowing us to copy-paste parts of the factory. That's gonna be insane. But I'm gonna leave it for another time.